So we build platforms, right? So without platforms, we would not be where we are today, right? So 7, 8 lines of verticals, right? So and many more to come, right? So we don't know what's going to come, right? So enabling them all in short span of time, under 3 years, right? So that's like we are like very proud of that, right? So making it happen. So I'm going to talk about how we did that, right? So platforms, uh, mostly horizontal platforms and vertical platforms. I'm sure that you all understand what I mean here. So on the horizontal platforms, infrastructure, right? So API gateways, we use Kong, right? So CI/CD platforms, right? So how we can do the software development, right? So and take it from coding phase to all the way to deploying it to production. Messaging, right? So how services exchange messages, right? So orchestration, etc., right? So this is what we call infrastructure, right? So we try to build platforms around this. Foundational platforms, right? So I'm pretty sure that most companies use this, right? They are these are like the backbone platforms, right? So the leaf nodes in your architecture, right? So things like user service, authentication and authorization, right? So device management, sending out reminders, notification, etc. So there's a new element here, right? So application, we call it as application platforms. These are the platforms, right, which are used across the org, sending out communications via WhatsApp, right? So SMS, push notifications, and making sure it's reliable, right? So and scalable as well. So there are scenarios where we have to send notifications to all our customers. So IPL, right? So we send out just before the event starts. We want to let our customers know that hey, this is this jackpot is going on, right? So this offer is running at this point of time. This has to happen in a very short span of time and in a reliable manner. Payments, right? So I briefly spoke about that, right? So different ways of collecting payments and ensuring a very high success rate. A poor payment success rate, right? So it's going to have a bad experience for the customer. Try to make a payment fails, most likely the customer is not going to do the payment again, right? He will try for one more time, doesn't work, he'll switch the platform, right? So it's very important for us to build resiliency around payments. Don't rely on one payment gateway, rely on multiple payment gateways, right? So provide multiple ways for the customer to make payments. Settlement, we collect money and settle the money with the banks or partners, right? So again, this is also very critical. It's not just about collecting money. Just imagine that customer makes a payment, we say that hey, your payment is successful, but the money is not deposited to a credit card account on time, right? So you would incur penalty, right? So customer becomes anxious, right, restless. He reaches out to customer support, and we put stress on the customer support team. So it's important to have a resilient settlement system. If one network goes down, is there a way we can do it in another network? So we have partner with different aggregators. We directly integrated with the banks. We partner with the credit card networks, right, to ensure the settlement happens on time, right? So building a platform around that, so these are pluggable and easily manageable. Order management is another example with so many business lines in place, right? So we don't want everyone to build their own order management system, right? So it should be like seamless way. Even to launch a new business line tomorrow, it shouldn't take someone to build the redundant ones, right? So these are like boilerplate, right? So building a centralized order management system which is also flexible and customizable. So last on the horizontal platform is on the data front, right? So we use data to improve the experience for the customer, right? So make better decisions, right? So enabling analytics, data science teams, right? So to come up with models that will focus on personalization, right? Segmenting the users so we can provide top experience to the customer, right? So Rakesh is building some barebone platforms like batch processing engine, real-time processing systems, right? So end-to-end automation on the data science ML platform, making them all self-serve. We don't want it to be like a central team which handholds them in doing everything. You want to build a model, you just write the model code, and some other team says, hey, you file a ticket, I will do the rest of the things for you. That's a big no at CRED, right? So we want everything to be self-serve. A data scientist should be able to build a model and do the complete life cycle in a self-serve basis, right? So that also comes with a governance, right? So guardrails to ensure that abuse is prevented. Segmentation platform, experimentation platform, right? So and many more. So this is on the horizontal platform that's used across the org, right? The next part is like vertical platform. So what vertical platform is like limited to a particular vertical or a business line or a product, you can say. For instance, the credit card bill payment itself is built as a platform, right? So without it being a platform, it's practically not feasible for us to scale, right? So when I say scale, add many more banks and card variants, right? So it starts from passing statements, making payments to cards across banks, right? The whole thing has to be like a platform. CRED Max, right? So there are so many categories that we have added over time, right? So without it being a platform, right? So it would have led to like a not so flexible system, right? So and possibly we would have ended up creating separate systems for each of these categories, right? So it reduced our effort significantly. I'll talk this as a case study in the upcoming slides. Rewards, right? So different forms of rewards, right? So we have coins, gems, right? So we offer discounts from the partners, we give cashbacks, right? So and some of these are like action triggered, right? So imagine that to promote engagement, right? So so we say that, hey, you make I mean you perform an action like making a payment on Swiggy, or doing a bill payment on time, right? Or do XYZ. If you do this in a span of a week, you get a cashback or you get a reward, right? So we call it as an action reward framework, right? So what it helps is like it helps a product managers to innovate, right? So innovate on the reward offering, right? So and the benefit types are also way to money, right? So it's just a pluggable benefit type. Do it as a cashback, do it as a discount, right? So or do it as a voucher. It could be anything. So lending is another example, right? So where we offer the loans, right? So by partnering with financial institutions. How can we plug in a new financial institution, right? So and enable them to offer loans to our customers, right? So it's just not like a standard interface like a payment gateway, right? So financial institutions come up with their own technology system, right? So it has to be a platform. If it's not a platform, we won't be able to provide a consistent experience to our customer. So lender one has a functionality ABC, and lender two has a functionality ABC and XYZ as well. So how can I offer XYZ to uh, the customer, right? So who has taken loan from lender one, right? So the challenges around that.